Hello, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Legendary lost gold from the Civil War could have been located. Yes, this is a news story that's been brought to my attention by several in the community here. The FBI is, quote, overseeing, unquote, a dig in Pennsylvania where a Civil War fortune might be buried. And here is an image of the area here. It is FBI agents and representatives of the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. I set up this base off of Route 555 in Benezet Township, Elk County, Pennsylvania, at a site where treasury hunters say Civil War-era gold is buried. It's the stuff of legend. A wagon from the Union Army supposedly lost a huge cache of gold bars while en route from Wheeling, West Virginia, to the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia in 1863. More than 150 years later, the FBI is overseeing a dig in a Pennsylvania state forest where the famous loot might be buried, reports the Associated Press. The dig is taking place at Dent's Run, about 135 miles northeast of Pittsburgh. Though no parties involved, the FBI, the state, or the treasure hunting group Finders Keepers are saying much. I'm sorry, but as of right now, all we're allowed to say is no comment. A group member tells the Washington Post, "We'll keep you in mind when or if anything changes." Finders Keepers has long insisted that the gold is there as detailed in the older post on its website, but it says skeptical state officials have never authorized a dig. We might actually take a look at that website. I'm kind of curious to see what that says. Dent's Run. Below is an article that we sent to newspaper companies trying to get the truth out there and known. We believe that we have found the gold at the Dent's Run site and that the state is doing everything they can to stop us from telling our story. Lost Civil War gold found. Treasure hunting over the years has grown to be a high-tech hobby for those who go after the big ones. A group of treasure hunters from Clearfield, Pennsylvania, called Finders Keepers, believe that they have found one of the big ones. Dennis K. Parada, one of the owners of Finders Keepers, believes that they have found the lost Civil War gold shipment that they went through northern Pennsylvania during the Battle of Gettysburg. It was in early June 1863 that the Union wagon train left Wheeling, West Virginia with 52 bars of gold, each weighing 50 pounds. The wagon train was to travel northeast through Pennsylvania to Ridgeway, then head southeast to Harrisburg. The wagon train made it to St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, and that was the last time it was seen. The wagons and dead soldiers were found later, but not the gold. Interesting. And it kind of goes on to discuss other reasons and portions as why they believe it's there. Fascinating indeed. So the artifacts, so it is definitely, looks like it's definitely missing. But I'll continue on here. It says, over the years, many treasure hunters have looked for it. In 1975, I was given a map that shows where the gold was hidden. So we went to the site in Elk County, PA, and found nothing and gave up. For 19 years, I kept telling my friends about the lost gold hunt we were on, and one of my friends asked me if I could still find the same site, and this time check it out with the newest metal detectors. So in November 2004, they went to the site and was on the map, and we started finding artifacts from the Civil War period. We then notified the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources about what we found. That is their first mistake for being Finders Keepers. And they asked that we bring everything to them so they could send everything to the Museum Commission in Harrisburg. The Museum Commission's response was that there was no truth to the story about the lost Civil War gold shipment, and everything we sent them wasn't even close to the age of the Civil War period. But we had everything looked up by local experts before we sent everything to the state, and some of the artifacts were from the 1860s, and we found proof of the story to be true. So we were not going to give up, and each time we returned to the site, we found more evidence that proved our claim. We found a bullet shell, knives, Animal traps, zinc mason, jar lid, tin cans, bones, human or animal, whiskey bottle, campfire, pit, and a lot more that the state now has and won't return. They say they don't have the time or money to go treasure hunting, but if we can show them the gold, then they will look into it. They also stated that if anyone digs on state land and remove artifacts, they would go to jail and lose any rights to a reward. Yeah, I guess the right it is on state land. So we offered to pay all costs to dig and pay for a digging permit, and they said no. Again, we went back to the site with the 3 high powered metal detectors and located a large metal object 8 feet to 10 feet under the fire pit. Again, we notified the state and were turned down. The state said, show us proof of gold. So we returned to the site with a GPL metal detector, and we had 8 hits on iron and 2 on gold. If the gold bars were buried in iron boxes and they were now rusted open, this would explain the readings. And there's a lot of classified information that also proves the gold is still there, but the state still has not done anything. If this site is not the lost gold from the Civil War, then what did someone bury there before the 1860s campfire was there? I spent over $8,000 and many months checking out this out, and all we ask is someone from the state comes to check it out. All right, there you go. That's kind of hard on the eyes to read, by the way, and a lot of spelling and grammatical errors as well. That apparently changed last week as the excavation got underway. Various accounts say the Union wagon train was carrying 26 or 52 gold bars, which would be worth $27 million or $55 million respectively today. The Philadelphia Inquirer notes that the Civil War sergeant supposedly claimed that he was the lone survivor of an ambush on the wagon train, and Doug site is about 9 miles from where he and the ambush took place. Historians have been skeptical about the story over the years, but Finders Keeper says it has found artifacts at the site suggesting Union soldiers were there. The group also says metal detectors suggest something is buried there. Whether lost gold is a tall tale or a genuine treasure should be known soon. Elsewhere, unfortunate gold may be buried in the Bay Area of California. So there's another treasure there. So we shall see how this all plays out. Quite fascinating indeed. And who knows? Everybody is hush-hush about this for now. But quite a fascinating story. And it reminds me of a show on the History Channel about Confederate gold that supposedly Jefferson Davis had hid away, and for several episodes, this story, this show was chronicled the story of these treasure hunters trailing Jefferson Davis's move and escape to the south west. Very interesting indeed, and we shall see what happens. Quite fascinating. So post your thoughts below on this story. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.